You know,
Yeah.
you know what these games are like. They're potential banana skins, but 4 goals smashed past Preston. Give me your thoughts, mate.
Listen, poor first half, man. That first half was terrible. Like I was like, bro, what am I watching right now, Terry? Like I saw a lot of people complaining about Poch during the game, but before the game, they were all happy with the lineup. I wasn't upset with the lineup. I knew Maxim was never going to start. The guy's literally on the verge of joining Borussia Dortmund. I had a feeling Alfie. I actually don't even know how to pronounce his surname. I just call him Alfie now. Yeah, he's actually all right at right back, in my opinion. I think he's a little bit, he's quite agile. Naturally, he's a centre back, but when you watch him in that role, he doesn't look heavy, if that makes sense. He doesn't look like a Disasi playing in that role. He looks like he can hold his own in that position, right? So I wasn't pissed off at that decision because I expected Gusto to be overlapping Mudryk during the game. But in that first half, we were very slow. I wasn't really seeing any patterns. Palmer, that chance, he should have buried that. But apart from that, we weren't really creating much. It seemed like we just kind of walked on the pitch and thought, oh, you know what, it's Preston. We're going to beat them. We don't need to work for it. Do you know what I mean? And I could see why Poch was angry because the players were not good enough in that first half. They really wasn't. In that second half, we came out of a lot more intensity, man. And like I was saying, bro, Gusto, when he pressed up, you could see exactly why it was going to be effective. Because straight away, whipped it in on his right foot. Broja, amazing header. Amazing header. Overall, I think he was quite poor. My thoughts on him. I think we should still get rid of him. He's not good enough.
Yeah, I was going to say, because you tweeted and I retweeted you when you said at halftime that he should come off. But yeah, I mean, you still, 1 goal, that's not going to change anything for you. You still think he should move on?
Yeah, I think we still need to move him on. I think after the goal, he got a little bit of confidence, but overall, bro, he hasn't been good enough. You know what I mean? He has not been good enough. But like I said, man, in that second half, we're moving the ball a lot quicker and we looked a lot better. You know what I'm saying? We finally broke down that low block. When we got that first goal, Preston opened up and it became very easy for us. That 10 minutes of amazing football, man, and obviously getting the goals that we did. So I'm happy with that, man. I'm happy with that. But honestly, bro, I'm not even really looking at Pochettino today, really. I'll be honest with you. I think the lineup was strong enough. I think the players weren't doing enough in that first half. I don't know whether it was instructions for Gusto to not push up on that side, but when he did, it was a lot better. You know what I'm saying? But one thing that I will say about the midfield, Terry, because I know you said about Preston's midfield looked better than ours, right? One thing that I'll say is Caicedo and Enzo, there's too much space between them. And I really don't understand why. Because when Caicedo played for Brighton, he always had a player next to him, whether that was Gross or McAllister. Every single time he would get the ball, there was always an option available. But at Chelsea, it seems like he's always isolated in that 6 by himself. And I really don't understand why him and Enzo aren't playing together as an actual pivot. Do you know what I'm saying? Because Palmer can roam those little the little area in that 10 sort of space in between the lines. We don't need Enzo and Palmer in that role when we're building up. Do you know what I mean? So that's one thing that I've kind of that I would say is probably on Poch. I think he's telling Enzo to push up a little bit further. But I think in build up, him and Caicedo need to be a little bit closer, man. They do. But other than that, I'll take the win, man. I'll take the win. The second half was a lot better than the first half, but again, I'm putting it down to the intensity, man. We just weren't moving it quick enough in the first half. In the second half, we was, and we ended up winning the game. So, yeah, I'll take that.
I hear that. I wanted to Andrew about the Caicedo Enzo point. A few of our viewers have put those comments in as well. There's too much space between them. Is that purely a system issue that's creating that problem, or do you think it is that the players themselves maybe stepping out of position, not being disciplined enough?
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. I also think it's, especially the first half, Caicedo's got this weird bit where he gets the ball and both his arms go to the side like that, and you know where he's going to pass always. It's very predictable what he's going to do. Could be a coaching thing. I don't know. Maybe if they have maybe they work better in a 3 than a pivot. I don't know, but I believe it's a bit of both. But I believe what Don says that. But it's Gilchrist. Albie Gilchrist is the surname. It's Gilchrist. That's the surname. But I believe it. Yeah, Al. They'll call him Alfie. Al. So his name is. They'll call him that. But yeah. But I just want to remind everyone as well that a prime Jose Mourinho team was 2-0 up against Bradford in 2015 and lost 4-2 at home in the FA Cup. So it can happen. Shots in the FA Cup. So
yeah.
So it's listen. I really don't want to talk about that first half. That's 45 minutes. I'll never get back again. So I don't really want to talk about that. Second half, he made a few changes, which is credit to Poch, and we turned up the intensity. I was pleased with Broja. He got his goal, nearly got a second as well. That was a good one. Sterling had a good free kick. And yeah, we should be. When it's on the Premier League teams when they get these lower division teams to win at least about 4 or 5-0 onwards, because they should do. It's just the levels of the competition. It's about getting through. The more important game for me is Tuesday, because obviously it's a semi-final game. I'm glad we were able to come out without any injuries. I was a bit miffed that he brought on Thiago Silva. I know he scored, but I was like going, why do you need to bring on Thiago Silva for? They weren't putting us under any pressure. But
I think it was the dynamic for Gusto, innit? Because Gusto went to the right.
Yeah,
went to the right. Yeah.
But it's like a win to win. We move on. Let's go. I really want to go hard in these cup competitions as much as possible because they're our only route to silverware this season. So good win. We move on. I want the weakest competition that's left in the competition for every round. I'm not for hero cup runs. I just want to win the thing and get it done. I really don't. I want the Man City draws in the FA Cups. That's what I want. That's what from now on. That's what I want.
Facts.
You'll certainly be in it. Charlie, welcome to the Football Terrace. What did you make of your teams before? I assume you're a Chelsea fan. What did you make of the game today?
Yeah, I'm a Chelsea fan. I thought the first half was terrible. They were all over us. Really had all the possession. But the second half, I don't know, the opposite way. We were really just piling on them. Everyone wanted to score. Yeah, pretty good all round.
It was the intensity. It was the intensity, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought that Preston maybe caught you guys a little cold. They actually played. I've never watched Preston play. For a long time. They moved the ball really well. They had good patterns. I think they kind of came and played a bit of football that maybe you guys weren't expecting. Your intensity levels weren't ready, as you say, and it took you that halftime reset. Once the second half began, that was exactly how I expected the game to go. Kieran, I think that's how you pronounce your name, right? Is it Kieran? Yes. Well,
Terrace.
there we go, my man. What did you make of the game today?
Thought the first half obviously was really, really bad. I thought Caicedo and Enzo were giving the ball away too sloppy and just don't get me wrong, Preston came, they wanted to prove themselves, they wanted to fight. A usual Championship or League 1 or League 2 side will do. As the lad said, we lost against Bradford a couple of years ago, 4-2. And that was a prime Chelsea team. So the second half has positives. The first half has things that we have to look at. We have to progress, but it's a young team. We're progressing. I think the last few games we've shown a bit of quality. Now against Luton was a heartache in the last 10 minutes. Don't get me wrong. I was really, really scared in the last 10 minutes. But over the big teams, when they come and want to play and we have balls in behind, we look good. But against a low block like Preston or like any other Crystal Palace or so, we struggle to break teams down. And I think a striker is needed. I'm glad for Broja to get his goal. I think I kind of prefer him on the left. I don't really prefer him up front, but I think a striker is definitely needed. And I think when Conor Gallagher's in the team, in the midfield, it makes it two. Enzo and Caicedo look stronger. But positives in the second half, but very, very kind of small but worrying in the first half, definitely.
I wanted to throw that question. There's a great point there, Kieran, there around Gallagher. Does Gallagher essentially unlock and get the best out of Enzo and Caicedo and make them better players? Is that a fair point there by Kieran?
You asking me, Terry?
Yeah.
Nah, man. I don't buy it. I don't buy it, to be honest with you. I think Gallagher is good off the ball. He's definitely, look, Andrew will tell you, in the summer, I was saying, listen, we need to sell Gallagher. And the main reason why I said that is he's the perfect sort of player for Poch. Poch loves a guy that can work hard off the ball. You know, might not be the best on the ball, but he'll give you that intensity, right? But what it is, like I've said, Caicedo and Enzo, you're not seeing the best of them because, again, the proximity between them is too much. It's way too much. Too much chopping and changing. They're not allowed to build that chemistry. So I'll be honest, I don't buy this thing that Gallagher makes them look better because there's been games where Gallagher's not been that great and they've all looked crap. Do you know what I mean? So I just think that it's a situation where there's a few tweaks that are needed between Caicedo and Enzo. They need to play a little bit closer, man. If you look at the screenshots, Terry, I'll send it to you after, bro. Caicedo's left by himself all the time. And I never used to see him left by himself like that at Brighton. He always had someone next to him. So I have to look at the manager for that rather than Gallagher's the guy that's making them play better.
Go on, Kieran. Respond to that, please, mate.
I agree. I agree, but I think too many people are just on Gallagher's back for the whole season. Like he's had a great season. I know he's great off the ball, but technically last year, getting the ball into feet, turning, he wasn't that great. He's improved so much, I think, in turning and spreading the ball and passing the ball. Now, don't get me wrong, people are going to have a 50-50 decision on him, but I think personally he's been one of our best players this season 100%. And no one would put him in the Chelsea starting 11 at the start of the season alongside Enzo. I could say though, people would put maybe like obviously other people. Obviously, we had a few injuries, but I think he's been magnificent in what he's shown. I don't think Poch gives him the captain's armband for no reason. I think he trusts him. I think he wants him to be part of the project. And hopefully he is. I understand he maybe doesn't make Caicedo and Enzo click, but I think his work rate off the ball kind of unlocks them too and gives them a better opportunity to find more space in behind.
Fair point.
Yeah, listen, viewers, let us know what you think and what you feel in relation to that. Please hit like button.